Listen, it's time to throw away that kibble and give your dog something to nibble. What are we making today? It's dog food. Super easy and simple, and it's delicious for man's best friend. On top of that, we're gonna get to meet a previous guest, mentor and manager of mine, Andrew Cornett. He's gonna join us on the Naked Agent cam right over there. And we're gonna get to hear a little bit about the mortgage market update and what's going on over at his company, who almost did around $2 billion in lending last year. Pretty cool. So let's get to what we're actually making here. Today, we're gonna utilize very simple ingredients. We're gonna utilize broccoli, sweet potato, string beans, carrots, and some good old-fashioned white rice. And all you gotta do, as we've already pre-washed these, get these ready. You gotta get that broccoli end off of there. And really the reason why we ended up creating our own dog food, she was having some GI problems, becoming slightly sluggish, and the vet bills were just rising. So we started doing our own research and realized that if we gave her some super simple ingredients that we could get from Central Market, which is HEB, we were able to not only cut our dog food costs almost in half. I mean, we're talking around $3.50 twice a week that this costs to do for our dog, Vale. She's a golden doodle, super pretty. You'll have to meet her sometime. But it was just such a great thing that we could do for our dog and our family and everything. So anyways, let's get this going. It takes a little bit of time to actually prep the food on there. And I tell you, I can feel the flames from that right over there. Get that going right there. We're gonna peel that sweet potato. We're gonna get these beans cut up. And you know what? Let's see if we can actually fast forward this stuff, because it's gonna take a little bit of time here. Oh my goodness, this is taking forever. Let's see if we can make this just a little bit simpler. Let's get all of our ingredients over here. Get this going. Have a little bit of rice as we're gonna go on that one. Well, let's see if we can use a little bit of Naked Agent magic. Zim, zim, boom, and now it's done. Let's get this put in the pot, and then let's see if we can get AC on the Naked Agent cam. AC, what is going on? It's been a while, and I really appreciate having you back on the Naked Agent. Tell us, what have you been up to lately?
Well, we've been very busy in the Springfield market this summer, helping out a lot of first-time home buyers. But before we get to that, Brandon, I want to talk about how impressed I am with you with all your interviews you've been doing with Naked Agent. A lot of good information out there, a lot of business owners and business developers that you've been talking to.
Hey, really appreciate that, and I'm going to pass that along to the team back at the office and let them know. Thank you.
Yeah, so Brandon, so in our market, what do you think is the #1 stumbling block for home ownership?
I didn't think that I was actually going to be interviewed today, but if I had to guess, I would sit there and say credit, possibly?
Actually, it's not credit. A lot of folks out there today are Googling and getting on the internet to learn about credit, and there's a lot of good information out there, but the #1 stumbling block I find is actually down payment. And what happens is people think they need a lot of money to buy a house, like 20% down or 10% down. Brandon, did you know there's actually some programs out there through the federal government that are 0% down loans to get you in the house?
Wait a minute, so what you're telling me is you need no money down, and there's programs out there to help you with your down payment to get into a first-time home buyer?
Yeah, so where our sweet spot is to help home buyers is actually finding a program for them that's going to allow them very little money down. So for example, If you're buying in a rural area, and if your family household income meets certain income caps, like under the income caps, then they actually qualify for a 0% down payment, meaning they can buy that house with no down payment. Also, our veterans that have served in the military and that have been honorably discharged or that are still active for a certain period of time, then they're eligible to apply for what we call a VA loan. And that VA loan actually allows them no down payment also. There's a 0% down payment for that as well. And even for those folks that are buying in the city or that aren't veterans, there's very, very low down payments for them. I mean, they still have to put some money down, but it's a very easy access to home ownership.
So it sounds like you guys have a lot of great programs out there, which is awesome. And it sounds like you guys are really moving forward at the forefront of loan programs. Tell me what differentiates you guys at the end of the day from everyone else.
This is my customers telling me this after the process is done, and they say they're very comfortable with our process. We like to educate. We like to explain to you the why behind the what that we need. And what I mean by that is we've all gone to Home Depot or Lowe's doing a home remodeling project, right? So we go in there and we ask the person, I'm not very hands-on type person, but I'll try to figure it out, right? So you go to Lowe's and you say, I need to fix this pipe or this wall or something like that. And they give you the part a lot of times, don't explain anything to you, and they get you out the door, right? And then you gotta go home and try to figure this thing out. It's very uncomfortable. Well, you know, a mortgage process is actually that same way. So what we try to do is say, this is what we need, and this is why we need it. Because if you understand the why, the what is easy to take care of. And it makes it so much simpler for everybody, and everybody's a lot more calm, and it's just an easy process. And if we can make it easy on you, we're making it easy on us too.
So that really tells me that you guys, this is how you guys are separating yourself from the competition with not only great programs, but just great service and knowledge of what you guys are doing to move forward to help people get into their first time house, or maybe it's their second or third. I appreciate you sharing that with us. And as both of us are dog lovers, I don't know if you checked out what we were making today, but we're using super simple ingredients, being the, well, tell me, what do you think we're making? What do you think about what we're making today?
Well, I come home and throw food in the bowl, and he devours it. So he's a, what, 10-month-old puppy now. His name is Duke. He's a black lab, and he's a spaz. So anything you can throw out there, even though you don't want him to eat it, he'll eat it. So I think he's gonna be excited about this dish today.
Well, I'll bring you back at the end of this, and you can tell me and give me one of your classic AC looks of what you think about what we actually finished up here. So again, with these really simple ingredients, we'll see what we come up with, but I appreciate you taking the time to joining us here on the Naked Agent Cam, and we'll bring you back right at the end. Thank you, and again, AC.
Thank you, Brandon. Thanks for having us on again.
All right, it was a great time hearing what Andrew Cornett had to say about the mortgage environment and what they're able to do. Let's see what we can finish up here, and let's see how that rice is doing. Ooh, that rice is ricey and smoking. It's done. Ooh, let's get that burner off there. Let's see what we have there. Best, woo! That is unbelievably hot. So we are good right there on the beans. I don't know, you probably can't see that smoke coming off, but let me tell you. I'm gonna turn that down just so I can get these things out of here real quick. They are blowing up in here. Again, this is one of the easiest dishes that you can do for man or woman's best friend at the end of the day. And like I said, it really helped our pup with her GI and just her overall attitude in the house. You gotta think about this. The pet food industry by 2022 is gonna be around a $22 billion industry. That's a lot. And do you really know what the heck you're putting into them? Last but not least, the one that takes the longest is gonna be the sweet potatoes. Delicious. But you don't want to overcook them or they become super mushy. That's Let's get that flame going back up in there. And we'll have this food done in a lickety split. And we'll get to see what Vale, our sweet little golden doodle, thinks of it in just a minute. All right, it looks like we're just about ready. We'll bring AC back in to see what he thinks. Let's slide that bad boy because these sweet potatoes are gonna be super friggin' hot. Woo! Usually a fork test, but I can do an eye test and tell you those sweet potatoes are good and ready as they don't fall apart. And I can also smell that we're running out of water because that sweet potato smell, I always do those last, and you can smell that pan's getting ready to singe just a little bit down there. Might be a little darker. Get these done. But it's a great thing that these sweet potatoes aren't falling apart. I'm just gonna show you. I did it. There's a little burnt down there. Classic Naked Agent, burning the bottom of the pan, not enough water, going too long. We'll get that fixed on another episode. Anyways, let's slide that bad boy back in there. Let's see if we can bring Andrew Cornett back into this and just hear what he has to say. Let me see if I can get the action cam going, the Naked Agent cam going back on over here. Let's see. There we go. AC, got you back on, got the food ready. What do you think about what we made right here?
I think he's gonna devour it. Actually, the ingredients sound like I could eat it too. I like sweet potatoes. It's on my diet.
That's actually interesting. Our son sometimes thinks that he's eating dog food, but loves it. We all love it in the house. And anyways, really appreciate you joining us and look forward to next time. AC, thank you as always. Really appreciate everything you're doing and joining us on the Naked Agent cam today. Give the family my best.
You too, Brandon. Take care.
Thanks. Let's take a look here. We're gonna go get her. I'm gonna get this chopped up here super, super quick. So we'll see. We're gonna fast forward through the chopping part and see what happens here once Poppers comes in the room. Let's see what our audience actually thinks of the dish. Come on. Don't be camera shy. Survey says it's a winner. Appreciate you joining us. Learn a little bit about our pup, our family, and why we do this. And Andrew Cornett, he's one of the top mortgage lenders in Central Illinois. Until next time, we'll see you on the food waves.